Now, the C-47 goes by more names than any other airplane out there. The Douglas DC-3, the Douglas Corporation DC-3, the third airplane, not the third airplane, but the third constructed unit that was built, design I should say. It's also known as the R-4D, the Goody Bird, the Dakota, the Biscuit Bomber, Spooky Skytrain. Yeah, all the things designate the DC-3 airplane. It flew as a tug, it would tow gliders, it flew as a troop carrier, it put jeeps on board a cargo handling aircraft. Depending on what part of service it was flying for, the Navy R-4D, South Korea, Biscuit Bomber. The other race was a great flight. With one of the prettiest wings on an airplane ever built. Now we're going to let the minds drift back to April 18th, 1942. 16 B-25s as part of the carrier deck of the USS Hornet on a one-way mission to bomb Japan. All 16 B-25s on the carrier deck Hornet were pulled up to Victoria Island. They had less than 500 feet of aircraft carrier deck to depart on. Actually, it's 467 feet, mine serves me correctly. Every airplane pulled up the same spot because one of the aircraft off the show here. They're on 2600, rated at 1700 horsepower. Again, and then 467 feet for all 16 airplanes. All 16 airplanes successfully launched off that carrier deck. They flew at wave top height on a one-way mission to Japan because they had to launch over 200 miles further out to sea than they wanted to. Do you want to ask all the men on board, do you still want to go through with this? Everyone volunteered and said yes. They knew they couldn't make the destination in China. There's supposed to be fields cleared for them. They would bomb Japan, go on to China, and land airplanes in friendly China airspace. They knew they didn't have enough fuel on board to make it, so they put some extra fuel cans on board the B-25. From the left frigate time, Mr. Russ Fry. Rich on under control. Yokohama, Osaka, Nagoya, Kobe. Didn't do a whole lot of damage, but the moral support was great. That was the first offensive attack of World War II by the Doolittle Raiders, April 18th, 1942, 70 years ago this year. They trained down at Amer Field to learn how to launch their airplanes in less than 500 feet from the ground to get off that carrier deck. They had a 30-knot wind across the nose of the carrier deck. The speed of the carrier itself, plus about a 25-mile wind, just a wind blowing itself. The guys had around 45 to 50 mile an hour, 50 knot airspeed indicated on their airspeed indicator while sitting still on the carrier deck. That helped them get off that carrier deck in less than 500 feet. Now the Douglas Corporation built a DC-2 looks much like the DC-3. The second design aircraft that they built was a flat-sided airplane. It came out of the DC-3, the Douglas Corporation third design aircraft, much more rounded. It was 1830 right when the engines on board this airplane. There's a couple, well, there's one out there, DC-3 flying with more than 84,000 hours of flight time on the airframe. I mean, look at this beautiful wing of the DC-3, just a pretty wing on that airplane. that we're losing all 16 airplanes.
When's the next time?
No airplane made it back to where they're supposed to have pitched. Some couple were shot down. All 16 ships were lost. He thought for sure he was going to be court-martialed for losing his entire squadron airplane. But instead, because of all the moral support and all it did for the United States for bombing Japan, the first time Japan was bombed in over 2,000, or I should say attacked in over 2,000 years, there's a great moral support to our troops. They promoted him to general. Every year they have a Doolittle reunion. It's been out of Wright Pat Air Force Base in Ohio the past couple of years. The Air Force designed and built I think it's a cherry case with silver goblets inside for all the Doolittle Raiders. Now each goblet has a name engraved on the goblet. The ones that have passed the peace turn not with us anymore. They turn the goblet upside down. We had the great fortune of being out there this year for the 70th reunion of the Doolittle Raiders. Got to meet 4 of the 5 surviving Doolittle Raiders out there. It said when the last 2 Raiders salute their fallen comrades, they will open this bottle of cognac, each take a sip, turn their goblets back in the case, and that's the end of the Doolittle reunion. It's been going on for 70 years. Now, I want to listen live broadcast from Japan. The sound of the air raid sirens in the background told Halsey that Jimmy's boys have arrived. 55 men bailed out of 11 different airplanes. Three planes proved the concept that the USS Ranger that it could launch the B-25s off the Hornet. Jackson only lost 2 of them off the Ranger. Third one didn't go, had to counter the problems. But they proved it could be done before they actually did it. The guys on the B-25s at the time on the Hornet didn't know that. From the left is Craig Wadsworth. The last pass is 1941 from Geneseo, New York. The DC-3, the C-47, the Goonie Board, the Biscuit Bomber, the Skytrain with the Wind Manager comes that airshow tonight. The lead ship, the 82nd Airborne, St. Marys. And this
I never seen any of it. I think this is one thing I could probably say to like
Get your cameras out, folks. B-25 is going to make one more pass. It'll be the last pass for the B-25 before it comes back to land.
I don't know. I was really cheesed off about that. I heard a lot of stories about that.
We will keep the airport closed to get the B-25 back on the ground, depart a couple of our warbirds, but don't forget, when the airport opens, it's a beautiful day and a great day to see Chester County. The airplane rides will start back up. Open cockpit biplane, open cockpit BT-19, Cessna Skyhawk, and the helicopter rides. Tickets at the booth below the Phillips 66.
I think I may have mentioned it at one point. I actually, when I first started shooting, I was talking to George Hall. The nicest guy I ever met was like, you know, what do you want to know about costume? Here's what I recommend. You know, just the nicest guy in the world. He was just with everybody. It was like one of the best aviation runners of all time. Couldn't even nobody cares about the well, it certainly sounds like it. Don't certainly accuse somebody of using your stuff unless you know that. And even if you do, you privately say to them, I'm not positive, but here's the photo I think you may have used, and ask them. Don't call them out unless you know for sure.
Yeah, bringing it up with Facebook, that was sleazy.
That's. I mean, I've been there. I mean, I've had people use stuff, but you ask them privately, and you ask them. You don't accuse them until you know, because if you're wrong, slamming something in public. I don't know.
I know.
That's